Hey peeps, Naisha here, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about Immortal Desires 2. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions and my review on it and rate it either like 5-star, do a 5-star rating. Also there will be spoilers. So if you want to play this story and check out yourself, it is out. I don't know if it's all the way out, but it is out and things like that. So again, I do recommend for you to check out the story yourself and then come back to this video once you're done. Okay, now in the aftermath of the battle against the all-powerful creator, your life is about to become more complicated and dangerous than ever. Again, there will be spoilers, so this is your warning. You've been warned. Now, I was very disappointed with this book. Like, I was straight very disappointed with this book. I'm not gonna lie. When I played the first Immortal Desires, I was super excited, and like I played it like as a male and a female. Like, and again, like I said, I enjoyed every moment of it. And so when Immortal Desires 2 came out, I was excited to see it, so much so that I decided to basically watch um, Locum 23 play it, because I did it the last time. Like, I watched him play Immortal Desires Book 1. Like, I watched him play from beginning to end, and then I play it for myself. And again, like I said, that's how much I enjoyed the story. So with Immortal Desires 2, I thought I could do the same thing, and I was sadly mistaken. Because boy, oh boy, after watching Locum 23, I do not want to play it. I'm I don't. I mean, I am going to play it, but it's mainly because like there's going to be an Immortal Desires 3. So that's the only reason why I'm thinking of playing Immortal Desires 2. But what I watched was just tragic. Very tragic. First of all, it starts off strong. I'm not going to lie. It does. It starts strong. First of all, Parker, she has been turned into a vampire. So now she's a vampire, and she's got to get used to that. Not to mention while she's getting used to that, on the, like, at a different place, a vampire is getting tortured by vampire hunters, which again, that's like shocking. And so it's like, okay, we get our new big bad character, big bad villain. And also we get a little bit of drama because again, like I said, Parker, she is getting used to being a vampire. Also, she gotta lie to her friends because she's hanging around Gabe and Cass, and she's lying about it. And like she's staying away from her friends until she's able to control herself. And not only that, but she still has to figure out who she wants to be with, whether it's Gabriel or Cass, and it's hard for her because she loves them both. And then also she's lying to her mom, cause she's hiding a secret from her mother, because her mother doesn't know she's a vampire now. And of course her mother is trying to figure out like what's going on with her daughter. And Parker just doesn't, like, she's not going to tell her and things like that. So you have that. And then when Parker, Gabriel, and Cass find a dead vampire from sun poisoning, and not only that, but like they basically look at the body some more and see that the body has like silver burnings and things like that. So of course, they trying to figure out like, oh, what happened to the vampire, how the vampire, like how the vampire, died and things like that. And then not only that, but Parker also has to she's also getting like little abilities now that she's a vampire now. And of course, we get a curveball with Cass being a witch and a vampire, which, like, at first I was okay with, but then I was like, wait just a damn minute. Now, how come her powers didn't show in book one? Like, again, so why is showing now? Like, it just don't make no sense. And I'm gonna be honest, there's also a lot of lore that is happening in book two as well. Um, Now I will say what I like about it is that I like that some of the things that like you like when you played the first book and like certain things that like been brought up, they like certain things that was like in the first book is brought up in the second book, like the older vampire couple that was banished um from Crimson Beach because the guy ended up turning the woman without permission. And so both of them end up being banished. And we find out, unfortunately, that they end up dying by the hands of vampire hunters, which I ain't gonna lie, was so sad. It was so depressing. I was like, oh no. We also found out, which I think is pretty dope. I like that we find out how Gabriel was turned into a vampire, how he got turned to a vampire. Like I always want to know like what's his vampire story and stuff like that. And basically he was turned into a vampire because he wanted to save his grandmother, which again I thought was a beautiful moment and things like that. I was like, oh, Gabriel. And then also to find out a bit more about Cass' life. Also, what I find interesting is that she had a book with her in her human life. And I always want to know what happened to that book. Because I don't think they was able to find that book. But like, Cass had like a book that I guess was in her family and stuff like that. And so I just think it was, again, I like that we get that they showed like, I like that there were flashbacks in this. Like they showed um like what happened. Even though I feel like some of these flashbacks, like, you had to pay gems for, um I still like the fact that we got to see like parts of Gabriel and Cass' life, even especially their life when they wasn't vampires and stuff, like how both of them came to be vampires. Cass, basically, she wanted to be strong. She didn't want no one to like um she didn't want no one to pick on her. She didn't want no one to target her. And with Gabriel, it's the total opposite. He did like the ultimate sacrifice someone would do for a family member that they truly love and adore. And it, again, like I said, there were some beautiful moments in Immortal Desires too. However, the one thing that I just didn't like was everything happened too fast, too quick. I'm sorry, but to have everything happen in 16 chapters, it's like, come on, Pixelberry. You know you could have gave us at least 20 to like, I want to say like, yeah, 20 to 25. Because if I'm not mistaken, like, you have books on here that are like 27 chapters long, and heck, you have one that's 100 chapters. So it's like, I just don't understand why, like, why 16? Like, is 16 a magic number? Like, somebody gotta tell me something. Like, I don't understand. Also, like, I'm gonna be honest, for Lennox to be a vampire hunter and to have like the forest ranger, like, that be a act, that be a disguise when they really are vampire hunters. I'm just saying, for them to be taken down just like that, I just think is crazy. Cause it's like, I don't know. I just think like the way that Lennox was taken out was just crazy to me. Like, at least with the creator, it makes sense. The creator, he was cocky and he drank um Parker's blood. So yeah, he was cocky because he knew he was all powerful. Nothing could stop him. And taking him out like that was perfect. But with with um with this, um the way that they take Lennox out and stuff, because what they end up doing, because like, and basically it's because Lennox end up being some hybrid vampire. Like, first of all, it was weird. First of all, I want to know how they got there, because I was confused. Because I'm thinking, like, okay, see, this is why I think, like, I feel like there should be some type of lore, and there was some lore, especially finding out like how the vampires became vampires and things like that, and also, yeah, how vampires became vampires and how vampire hunters, how they became vampire hunters and things like that. Like, to know that lore, that was great. That lore was awesome. I had no problem with that. But to have Lennox become some hybrid vampire, first of all, how did that happen? And stuff. I kind of wish we would have got something, like, I don't know. I kind of wish we would have got something about that, because it's like, how did he get that? How was he able to get that? Because I feel like if you take blood from a vampire, like, that's another thing. It's like, how did you get that? Because, like, I feel like you have to be bitten, right? So it's like, so you took blood from a vampire. So it's like, yeah, you got to explain how we get that and stuff like that. I kind of wish there was like an explanation. Like, I kind of wish there was like a chapter where, like, maybe they was experimenting with vampire blood and something, and so they created, like, someone volunteered, but it ended up badly, and then, like, Parker, Gabriel, and Cass are able to see that and things like that. I kind of wish they had that, like, had like a chapter on that, because it's like, how did we get them being a hybrid? Like, how was they, first of all, how was they able to get blood? And it's like, well, I'm thinking, like, if they was able to get vampire blood, I'm pretty sure it probably was the guy that they attack, and many other vampires that they probably have kidnapped and torture and stuff like that. But it's like, how do you know? How did you know to inject yourself? Like, I wish they thought more about that, and not only that. Also, again, like the way they basically defeated Lennox, I just felt like it was too short. Cause I was like, come on, really? And then like how they written, like, because Lennox became a half breed, and he made a few other half breeds, and it's like he just made a few of them. He didn't make a whole bunch. I just thought that was weird, because it's like, especially if they could be like invincible, because they seem like they were invincible, like wouldn't he just make a whole bunch? I didn't understand. And then it's like, okay, so do they change back? Like, there were so many questions that I had that would never get answered and stuff, because it just seemed like they just, like, I don't know, it just seemed like this was very rushed and stuff like that. Also, Cass having powers again, it's like, um, you get like you get like a bit of flashback in one of the diamond choices, especially when you're trying to figure out how to defeat Lennox and stuff like that, and you get like basically a flashback of Cass, and one of Cass' ancestors. And again, I just wish, again, I'm just so confused that her powers came now. And it's like, wait, so vampires could also be witches? Like, you see how that just, it's like, so, it's like, what in the heretic is going on here? You feel me? It's like, oh my goodness, like, she a witch now? Like, what? Like, 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 it's like Pixaberry. We've been watching too much Vampire Diaries. We've been watching too much Legacy and the originals. Like we've been watching too much of these. That's especially Vampire Diaries. We've been watching too much Vampire Diaries because, like, so she a heretic vampire now? Like, again, there's just so many things that's just been weird. And also the whole Libby situation, because Libby is Parker's good friend in book one, and of course book two they are strained because Libby feels like Parker is keeping secrets from her, which she is. And also she keeps dreaming about Parker, and basically she doesn't realize that her dream is basically um a memory. She's just reliving like a memory that she had, especially of Parker basically getting her away from the creatures in book one. And so, like, in this book, it's like Libby does find out, but it's short lived, because it's like she's like, because Parker's like, okay, I tell you everything I need to tell you, but you gotta go back home. And it's like, it's never brought up again. You feel me? Like, Parker never goes back to visit her. Not only that, but like, um, Lewin and Astoria ends up like using a spell to basically wipe everyone's memory again. So again, it's like nothing was done with that. And I kind of was hoping like maybe Libby, I was just kind of hoping that maybe Libby and Parker, like Parker confided in Libby, and they, and you know, they decided to keep this secret, especially from the other friends, because you know, it's something huge and stuff, and Parker doesn't want to share, and like she goes on to tell Libby why like this should be a secret between them and things like that. And it's like none of that was solved. It's like okay, why bring up Libby if you wasn't gonna give us more of like the whole Libby situation and stuff. And also I feel like the another thing that I like is the whole ley line situation. Like the ley line, something's going wrong with the ley lines. It's like because like after you play the game, you get like an extra scene, and basically, the ley lines are failing to protect the vampires. Like so, vampires are getting sun poisoning and things like that. And so it's like they got to figure out what's going on with the ley lines. So I'm kind of curious, but not kind of curious, but I am interested to see what book 3 has to offer. But I'm gonna be honest with you, it's like uh I don't want to play book. I don't want to play book 2 because book 2 it just wasn't giving what it needed to give. Yeah, it gave me the romance, like the whole love triangle. It gave me Parker just not knowing how to deal with trying to be a vampire and all that stuff. But it's like it just feels like it was some good and there were also some bad, which is why I would have to at least give the story 3.5 out of 5 stars. That's the score that I would give this book, because yes, it was interesting and good, but I just felt like it dropped the ball. It felt rushed. The villain wasn't wasn't spectacular. It wasn't like book 1, which was spectacular to me. Like because like there were things that was happening, and when they found out that there was like a like big bad vampire behind it, it's like again it changes the game. And with this, it's like and then it's like it was moments where it's like I'm not saying that Lennox could become good or anything like that, but I'm just saying there are moments that I thought like I wish we would have got more. Like again, Gabriel wanted to know what happened to his grandmother. We didn't know what happened to her. It wasn't like Lennox didn't say anything about his grandmother. Again, there were so many things that they dropped the ball on with this that I hope they do better with book 3. I'm hoping, because again, Immortal Desire Book 1 was the book. I genuinely loved it. Loved it very much. Still love it. Could read it over and over again. That's how much I enjoyed book 1. Book 2 is just a one and done. Like, nah, I don't want to read that again. Matter of fact, don't even want to read it because again, it's disappointing because again, it starts off strong, like legit. It starts off strong, and then it just like you keep going, and it gets worse and worse and worse. Especially, I want to say, around chapter. I want to say around chapter like either 10 or 11. I feel like that's where it just goes downhill. But again, from 1 to 10, it is magnificent. Um, Also, I know with Locum 23, he decided to just have a poly ship. Like, basically, yeah, poly ship, because he picked to be in both covens instead of just one and stuff. I think that's the only thing I like. I like the fact that like your character could be in both coven and then the two coven leaders allow it. I think that's pretty dope and funny and stuff. Though again, does it help with like the ending and like the rushing of everything? No. I felt like they should have took their time, especially because it seemed like they had so much lore for this story that's like, okay, if you got lore this big and you're gonna have to like give us details and things like that because there's a lot of holes in situation, especially how he could be a hybrid. Because it's like, okay, I'm surprised like he didn't. I guess I'm just surprised that like when he inject like himself with vampire blood, I'm surprised that just didn't kill him right then and there. You feel me? So again, I feel like yeah, there should have been just a lot more lore, especially for the hybrids, because it's like, how were they able to get the hybrids? That was that was very interesting. Also, I also think, and this is just my opinion, when it comes to like different outfits, especially there's an outfit where, well, I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to the combat outfits, I feel like Pixelberry needs to stop doing sexy and just do combat outfits because, like, there's a scene where Parker, Cass, and Gabriel they are at the vampire hunters like at their base and they see a prototype and of course Parker tries on the prototype and I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a club outfit. It's like, is she going to the club or is she going like what she going like it's supposed to be a comeback outfit. Why does it look like she going to the club? And then, if I'm not mistaken, it looked like it was like a crop top type of situation. I was like, it just didn't make no sense. So I just think when it comes to some of the combat outfits, we need to lean a little more on it being combat and less on it being sexy and cute. Cause a combat outfit shouldn't be sexy and cute. It's a combat outfit. Oh my goodness. I'm tripping over my words. But yeah, this is supposed to be a combat outfit. And it's like, who are we combating against? Like, dancers? Because that's what it looked like. But nonetheless, again, I give it 3.5 stars out of 5. Um, I would not recommend this to those, especially for those who are like a fan of Bloodbound and Nightbound, and of course the first Immortal Desire book. I wouldn't I wouldn't recommend this unless you don't mind like the story being rushed and just everything happening a little bit too fast. If you don't mind it, then I say go for it. But if you do mind, then I don't recommend. Um, Overall, I hope they do better with book 3 because I feel like it does have a potential to come back, especially with book 3 because it's interesting that something is going on with the ley lines and I can't wait to see, what happens next. Let me know down in the comments below y'all thoughts and opinions on Immortal Desires 2. Did you pick either Cass, or did you pick either Gabriel, or did you decide to do both? Like, I would love to know your thoughts and opinions. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya!